So my father wants to know if he would send you a bottle, a fighting cock, a whiskey, to you guys. Would you guys open it on all whip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeremy would drink it in a day. He'd be done.
He would.
Yeah.
He sucks it down. He loves whiskey. Yeah, absolutely. We'd open it on awu if you put awu on it, like address it. The problem with that is it falls into the awu room.
The void?
It's like at the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark, you know, when they there's just all the shelves and the millions of packages. It's like that. So when we get to it, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, or you might want to put like awu and then write whiskey in parentheses, and Jeremy will tear that right up. For sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's up?
Hey.
$1 million, but
Yes.
you got to name your new.
That's a lot of money. It's Bernie.
You got to name your newborn Gavin.
Oh boy.
Fuck no. No, absolutely
Good
not.
answer.
Absolutely
$1 million
not.
is not enough. We have some dignity left. Okay.
A shred.
They did not put this up for short people. Hello. I had a serious question. I'm currently studying video game art and design, and I have about a year-ish left till I graduate. One of the last things I got to do is find an internship somewhere. So I was wondering if you guys know what you guys have your interns do and what exactly their day-to-day life looks
I mean,
like.
our last intern actually got hired. It's one of our
Jaron.
editors. Yeah, Jaron, who you guys have seen around. The guy who was trash on Extra Life. That was him. But yeah, he helped out with our editing crew. That's a lot of what our interns do is some type of editorial work or helping us kind of do coordination for productions too, making sure we have everyone's schedule on the same page and we can record what we need to record when we need to record it.
But it really depends on like per department. I mean, Achievement Hunter, our interns, again, it's usually like editing or something to do with like office management for college credits. But as far as the whole company, there's constantly like interns in all the other departments. It really just depends on like your field. And I know I have no idea. The games team, like we have an in-house, RT Games, and that sounds like that would be closer to that. I don't know what they do as far as interns and or how often they kind of need them. But if there's any open positions, it's usually on the Rooster Teeth website. There's a careers page, and there's usually any open either full-time positions or internships will be listed there, and you can just submit your resume or application or what have you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thanks.
And don't give Bernie a cup of eggs. Don't do that.
But you got hired, so maybe do.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Hello again.
Hi.
Only thing I really want to know, when are your children get to experience their first McRib? And is there training for it?
Technically, they've already experienced it in the womb. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Probably pretty soon. I don't know. I mean, Iris eats real food now. I don't know if I'd call McRib real food. I like it.
We call it big kid food.
But I would guess I don't want to stunt her at this point in her life when she's eating like fruits and vegetables and being like a normal human. Like I took a good 25 years until I morphed into the monster that I am, and like for the things that I eat.
Dude, she eats better than us.
So I think probably the next time the McRib's around now, still in some places, but the next time it comes back, I think I'll probably force one on her. She loves chicken nuggets. She'll suck down some chicken nuggets.
Does.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I've never had a McRib. Are they good?
I love them.
It's up to debate. Some
Yes.
people, listen, I'll say this. They don't look great, okay? The presentation isn't there, but
looks can be deceiving.
I
Michael.
like it.
Should we see, like, okay, who out here is Team McRib?
Yes.
Not a lot. Not a lot. But who here has had a McRib and doesn't like it?
Okay.
All right, so
All right.
just a lot
All right.
of non-McRib eaters then.
That's fine, yeah.
You got to get out there and try it. It's the thing that people freak out about. They're like, they just talk up this McRib and it wasn't that great. It's not really talked up because it's the greatest thing in the world. It's just you can't get it unless they let you have it. So it's more like an event, okay? Think of it like a giant Poke-Stop, okay? You can catch McDonald's Mew every time you put a McRib in your mouth. That's the exciting part.
There's about to be like this huge spike in McRibs right now just because of
Hopefully.
that.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm here to get the Mew rib.
It's all psychological. Oh, Michael told me about it. Who the hell's Michael?
I get plenty of people telling me, they're like, fuck you, wasn't that good?
Whatever.
I like it.
There has been plenty of times that I've been watching your videos and I had to go get some Big Macs. But
Oh, nice.
Big,
yeah.
Big Macs are amazing,
like
okay?
the Monster Mac video, I had to go get like 4 Big Macs after watching that. But
That's why they're number 1 on the menu.
I do want to know. I know you guys are probably pretty busy with children and all that, but I hear people bitter about not getting invited to stuff. Do you feel like your social life is dominated by Rooster Teeth for the most part, or are there a lot of people behind the scenes that don't get mentioned in content and in the company that you hang out with and are a part of your life and stuff, or do you guys hang out more or less than you seem like you do in videos?
I mean, like, yeah, with parenting, obviously we have a little less, like, free time to hang out with people, so we don't go downtown or anything, but we're kind of past that point in our life also. Like, early 20s was like, yeah, let's party, and then 25, we were like, let's go to bed at 10, yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
My wild nights are staying up till 2 a.m.
Oh, boy.
fucking getting a haircut in Red Dead. Like, I'll just put some pomade in my hair.
Goodness. But yeah, we hang out with everyone at the office, and that's kind of just the nature of Rooster Teeth too. Is like that is our life, and you know, with Michael and I both working there too, work comes home with us. So, I mean, we leave the office, and then we still talk about video games. So we get home and play the video games, and yeah, it just never ends.
Lindsay's from the Dallas area, and Austin's about 3.5 hours away, and I'm from New Jersey. So she went to Austin for UT to go to college. I moved just for Rooster Teeth. So I didn't know anyone when I got there. So kind of like my life kind of restarted there. So like everyone I know is from Rooster Teeth because that's what I did. She has a couple of college friends and her friends from Dallas. But like other than that, I mean, that's literally everyone I know is the people that work there. So we usually hang out with the people you see us with on camera. Maybe there's some other people that aren't on camera that we spend time with. But I mean, like I would say the most, you know, you and I, and again, we have the kids and we have a house. So we're just like, just come over our house. I want to go over Andy's shitty apartment. Come to my house.
I like that most of our hangouts like encompass Mario Party too. We're like, want to party? Want to
Yeah,
play
well,
some
it's
Mario
something
Kart?
to do. It's lazy, but yeah, like Andy, Gavin, Meg, you know, Jeremy, Trevor.
Would you say Gav is your best friend if you have a best friend?
Oh,
I'd say he's
man.
one of them.
Yeah, Gavin and Andy are pretty.
Your
pretty
bond
up
seems
there.
I
very
don't-
special.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, this is my best friend. Here's my sticker.
Well,
But yeah, we're pretty close. You know, we've known each other for a long time, at least for our time at Rooster Teeth. I really got along with him early on.
We've tried to branch out and hang out with people who don't work at Rooster Teeth too, and we always feel like, I don't know, we feel like wizards, and we're talking to muggles, and we're like, you don't know what we do or like what's happening.
It doesn't make any sense.
We're like internet, and they're like, what's going on?
The most that happens is here, like at cons, because we meet other human beings that don't work at Rooster Teeth. And, you know, it's like we're talking to another voice actor or some actor, you know, from something. We're like, oh, yeah. And then someone comes up to me and they're like, yo, Michael, did these fucking cheddar biscuits. And I'm like, oh, thanks. And they're like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Why did that guy hand you a cheddar
Like,
biscuit?
let me
I'm like,
be clear
"Don't
with
worry-
my
don't worry about
analogy.
it."
This is not we're cooler than the normal people. This is like, hi,
No.
we're weirdos.
Yeah, they're just like,
Hey.
what's wrong with you? Why is that guy handing you a box of powder? It's a joke from 5 years ago. Don't worry about it.
Some stranger just came up to you and said, bitches ain't shit? Is that?
Yeah, it's a lot easier to do that at Rooster Teeth. It's kind of like when Alfredo got hired, it's like, you better fucking learn it all because you're going to be dealing with it. Alfredo, I sent him a picture the other day. It was just somebody that was in my timeline on Twitter, and it was a fan, and they had a picture of Alfredo as their avatar, but their header, like for their name, was I just texted it to Alfredo, and he just replied, "What the fuck?" It said, "Alfredo stand first, human being second." So like, I don't know how to explain that and we're like, you know, totally used to that. I don't know how to explain that to normal people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
You look awesome.
Oh, thank you. You look great too.
Thank you.
So, I was wondering, do you guys have any video games that you like to play together, like co-op?
Well, we tried to play Woolly World together.
It's tough, I'll be honest. It's tough playing a game
I
with
had more
Lindsay.
fun than Michael did.
In Woolly World, if you haven't played it, it's a platformer. It's just Yoshi's Woolly World on the Wii U. It's a platformer, and you can fucking eat the other person. So it's just me constantly just running along, doing my thing, playing, and then I'm eating. And you lose all your eggs that you had. And you need the eggs to shoot stuff in the levels. I'm in the middle of a jump. She'll jump behind me, eat me, and then die. And then we've just killed us both.
Yeah.
And it's kind of infuriating. So we've been playing that game more or less since it came out, it's a Wii U game. So maybe like 2013, 2014. We're on the last world. We haven't beaten it yet. I can play like 1 or 2 levels every 5 months because I don't want to be that angry. So I just don't play it.
The closest we've come to playing a game together recently was he was playing Red Dead on the computer and I was next to him playing on the Xbox, and we would just kind of like
That's
follow each
nice
other's storylines.
because you can't eat me when you're on
Yeah, that's
another
fine.
game. We can play together but separate.
I'll kill someone else in the game.
The other thing is like Lego games. I love Lego games, the Traveler's Tales. I play all of them. And if you're at all familiar with it, like each character has a specific like ability. Like this guy has a grappling hook, and this guy can he's got strength, so he can pull these handles. So you always need to switch to the right person. And it'll just be me like waiting for Lindsay to fucking do the thing that her character has to do. And I'm like, come on! And she's just like running over here, like, hey, look at this over here. You see this crazy stuff? Look at this flower over here. And I'm like, get the grappling hook, go get the key. Drives me insane.
You don't know what secrets the map might hold, Michael.
And I do know. You got to beat the whole game first. You got to unlock all the characters. Then you got to go get the mini kits, because then the mini kits tell you where the collectibles are. Okay? I have this down. Thank you.
Hey, I'm curious what it's like transitioning back and forth between the personality-driven content that is just like Achievement Hunter as a whole, and voice acting for Ruby and Fairy Tale and stuff like that, and then the broadcast shows like Achievement Hunter.
Well, for like personality stuff with like Achievement Hunter and then going to broadcast like Off Topic or Haunter, I think it's pretty like seamless flow because we're used to working with each other and we have that chemistry down. There is a bit of a shift for narrative stuff, especially Ruby. The biggest thing that I have issue with is like obviously Achievement Hunter is very like, hey, we can make jokes about anything, and then Ruby's like family friendly, G-rated, no swearing here, no sir. The hardest thing that I had to deal with was going from being on camera talent with Achievement Hunter to like managing, because that's when you have to put on your big boy shoes and actually like get down to business. So that was a little bit difficult. I don't know about you.
I've never managed. I
All right,
don't know.
I mean, like, thanks. Voice acting wise, I guess a shift.
It's not that difficult for me because I mean all the voice acting stuff we do, it's like it's pre-recorded. You're working with the director. If I'm doing Ruby, it's usually like Carrie or Miles, and I'm work with Jordan Swears on Cam. So it's still very like, these are the people that I know. These are the people I've known for years, and it's if they want something else from the take, you have the opportunity to do the line over and over again, whereas, our regular videos, like our gameplay videos and stuff, I mean, that's just it. We make it, and then, you could edit stuff out, but we don't ever, like, redo lines, like, unless you're Ryan, because he can't speak English. But most of the time, we just say it once and then go, whereas the voice acting stuff is like, okay, we need to get this inflection or this take, and the characters differ. It's usually just a matter of like getting in the mindset of a character. Sun, a lot happier, a lot happy-go-lucky kind of guy, kind of like an idiot. And it usually just takes a couple of minutes of either repeating some kind of line or just, dealing with who's ever in the booth. Max is my favorite because I kick the fucking door in and start viciously insulting everyone, usually, whoever's in there. Like, I'm always there on time or early, and if Jordan isn't there waiting for me, I just freak out on him, like to the audio engineer who's waiting to record it. I'm like, this motherfucker, I've been here 10 goddamn minutes. He thinks he's gonna make me wait. I'm gonna slice him up the middle and I'm gonna send him to the depths of hell. And then he walks in, I'm like, oh, good morning. So, or like if it is Miles, I'll really just attack. David, you stupid piece of shit. I hate you. I hate you. I sing a lot of songs. Like usually when I drive to the office to record for Camp, I'll sing whatever's on the radio as Max, for really no reason. And then I walk into the office singing it, and they're like, "What the hell are you doing?" But it's a lot of fun. And then Haunter is kind of a mix of both with like the live action stuff, because it's still very personality based. It's very much like us. The biggest difference is there are shots they have to get. It is still, there's like 2-3 cameras going at once. There's some sort of direction, we have to go and, okay, check this house first. And then, there's like some kind of like shot order that at least that they want. So there are times where the director's like, guys, shut the fuck up. Shut up. You need to calm down. Like, we just will not do the take, and we just keep it. That's Immersion's a lot like that too. Achievement Hunter is very similar to Immersion, where it's a very sophisticated, complicated project. There's dozens of people working on it. It's a shitload of money. There's a lot of time and effort, like weeks beforehand, months afterwards, of prepping and editing and all that. And then it hinges on it, like Immersion, on 2 idiots coming in that do nothing. Gavin and I just show up, and we're like, what's this over here? And then we just knock it over. And they have to deal with us. So Achievement Hunter's like that, but there's like 6 of us at the same time. So they just want to pull their hair out. But, we let them get their take sometimes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good question.
So now I kind of have to know, like, what's the weirdest or silliest song that you've gotten to sing on the way to record?
I personally know that Michael's a big Selena Gomez fan. So.
Oh.
I mean, it's whatever's on the radio. I won't put a song on. I'm really bad with music. Like, I listen to whatever the hell is around me. But, like, it's usually, even if it's like a upbeat song or something, like I'll walk and like, I'm walking on sunshine. Oh, and fuck you. Yeah, do. Yeah, David, fuck you. Piece of shit. And they'd be like, oh, and then if Miles is there, he'd be like, Max, those aren't the words. No, that's Max. I'm like, die. I hope you die.
Love that version. All right.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm set up for failure now with the not wanting to be angry and 5 years ago jokes, but can we expect an Orbs achievement guide for Crackdown 3 when it comes out, assuming it doesn't get delayed again?
I hope not. I hope not. I might have to do something with it. I feel like I owe it to Crackdown. I don't want to, though. I might have to.
I still watch that video a lot. Michael hates it. He's like, please turn it off. I'm done.
She likes watching all that crap.
I love your old videos, especially because it's a hardcore Jersey accent too. So he's like, "Aw, asshole." I'm like, "Ah, it's
This fucking asshole." He's dead
Lovely.
now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you're both kind of like now voice actors / Let's Players. So I'm curious, 2 things. What is the voice you're the most proud of, and what is your favorite voice to just do anytime?
Ooh, most proud of? I don't know. I guess I would have to say Ruby, because that's like, launched like everything. Any voice acting opportunity I've had has come from there. And Monty was amazing for letting me have the chance to do that. As far as one that I find myself doing a lot, like I fall into Space Kid a lot accidentally. Especially if, like, inevitably I'm talking to a cat that's walking by, and I'm like, oh,
When
cat.
you're just talking to
as
cats
you do.
all the times.
But yeah, I'll be like, oh, hey, kitty, what's up? Oh, you're pretty.
Probably my favorite to do is, I still am an asshole, is like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like either my dismissive or my mocking voice, which kind of varies. But again, even like just describing Immersion, I'm like, hey, what's that over there? Fucking kick that over. It's just like, I'm just being obnoxious.
It's almost Plinkett.
It's
not
almost,
quite.
but I'll be like, oh, what do you got there? Got some water? Oh, no, you don't. How about that?
Damn you.
You can pick that up?
Damn you.
That's the one I do the most, for sure. Or if I'm reading some like condescending comment from someone or something I heard, I'll be like, listen here, let me tell you about this. I know what I'm talking about. I was like doing that just again because I am a jerk. But my proudest, I mean, it's of all my roles that I get to portray and like the characters I get to do at Rooster Teeth and Funimation, I think it's pretty obvious that my favorite is Garbo. Life is pain. Oh, fuck.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
was talking to Jeremy recently, and he was like, "Yo, does Michael ever bust out Garbo Man in bed?" I'm like, no.
I wish.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Why is Jeremy talking to you
I
about
know.
that?
That's what I
What the
said.
hell are you?
He was playing Spyro. He just, threw it out there. I
Oh,
don't
so
know.
he's just playing Spyro, thinking about fucking. They go hand in hand somehow.
Hi.
Hi.
Lindsay, I sort of have a question for you. So I was wondering.
Yeah, pick it up. All right. What's up?
That's when the joke's over.
How was it working on Crosstag? Blaze Blue Crosstag. And
That
all
was
that stuff?
awesome. Especially like I grew up playing Dead or Alive and Soul Calibur, so being in a fighting game period was awesome. I love fighting games. And 2, I love voice acting, but I never got to experience video game voice acting, and it is a little bit different. It feels like voice acting in general is like sprinting or running a race, but then voice acting for a video game is a marathon. So you do it for like hours and hours, and you do your lines like 60 different ways. So I had like a newfound respect for people like Travis Willingham and Laura Bailey who do this all the time for a living. It was really cool.
That was it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Hey guys, I was just wondering, how pissed off do the higher ups get at you every time y'all break stuff?
No, they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They don't know. They don't
They
care.
go cha-ching.
Yeah. The nice thing about like Rooster Teeth now is people like Matt and Bernie have put so many people in between us and them. It's just not their problem anymore. They don't give a shit. Like the people like. It's not really the higher ups. It's like the lateral people that fucking hate us. That like they don't work for us. We don't work for them. They're just like John Mace, who works in facilities. He's just like, I hate you. Like Matt could come in and be like, I'm the CEO. Lick that floor, and I'd be like, okay,
All right.
sure. John Mace is like, stop breaking shit, and we're like, we're not gonna though. It's really awful. It's awful for them.
Yeah, but we like to say that we have a relationship with John Mace that's very like Batman Joker-esque. Like he needs us.
Well, he wouldn't exist without us. What are you gonna fix? You know what I mean? I think he forgets that sometimes.
And we need him.
We don't
Yeah.
though. That's the problem. The idea is like you got to fix it, and we need it fixed, but we don't care. That's why our office looks like the way it does. Recently, like forever since we moved into the current building that we have, the lights in there, we have like fluorescent lights in the ceiling, but they're like, our ceiling's super tall. It's like 15 feet. So it doesn't really give enough good light like at floor level, at desk level. So they had hanging lights with like China balls, what they're called. It's just like a paper,
A lantern.
Like a lantern surrounding it to kind of spread the light out. So we had those hanging. And once we started like going nuts in the room, we shredded them. Like they were constantly getting destroyed, constantly getting torn down. They're big like spiral compact fluorescent lights in there, and they would shatter and explode all over our desks and everything. And literally, it was while I was away at one point. I was gone for a weekend or something like that. Finally, John Mace came in and he just took them away. He just took our lights. Like you can't have them anymore. So then they had to just get like better lights in the ceiling. So that's like the level that we deal with. It's just like we work in an office, and the facility manager had to take away our light bulbs.
The amount of times people are like, we have ants again. We're like, all right.
That happens a lot.
Back to work.
We're just like ants. Or I walked into the office this week. I was there earlier, like on Monday, and I'm like, why is the fucking floor sticky? I was standing at Jeff's desk talking to him, and I'm like, we have a carpet. I'm like, why am I sticking to the fucking floor? What is going on over here? And Ryan goes, oh, you weren't here for the bacon jam. I'm like, nope. Yeah, and that video just came out. So now half of our floor is sticky. And then, I don't even know if this will be a video. After that, Jeff noticed, it must have come on AWU. There was like a dozen cans of silly string on the shelf. And 12 cans later, now the floor is even worse. Awful. I hate it. I hate that room. I hate it. Anytime someone, and we get this comment a lot too, where they're like, Michael, send me and I'll clean it up. Or like, I'll clean that office right up. And I'm like, yeah, but then they're gonna fuck it up again once you leave. Like, that's the thing. It's not like there's this mess that no one wants to clean. It just never ends. Gavin is by far the worst. If he's sitting there for more than 7 seconds and nothing's going on, he just starts doing shit. And you never know what's gonna happen. Whatever's around him, he's like, Like, I don't know if you ever saw Trevor he made the pudding shirt on him on the RT podcast. We had cans of pudding that someone sent us, and Gavin just kept saying, Trevor, I want to paint you a pudding shirt.
To be fair, I ordered the pudding because I wanted to make a video where we put it on a slip and slide and we call it poop shoot. But
But we didn't do that.
Never happened.
So Gavin's like, well, this pudding's here and it's making me mad. I'm going to paint Trevor a shirt with it. I don't even know where that question started.
Thanks, guys.
What a journey.
Okay, I've got a question for Michael. If any more levels come out for Super Bunny Man, are you and Gavin going to play them?
Oh, absolutely. For sure. No question. We're banking on it now. I just hope it's not too long. Gavin and I have talked about it where, we filmed a good deal of Bunny Man before it ever even came out because we just liked it so much. We just kept playing it. That's why I just kept joking. I'm like, dude, is anybody going to want to watch this? Like, we filmed like 7 parts before the first part came out. Usually we do like 1 or 2 of a game. And we were bad enough. But now it'll be like months in between playing it. We're going to have to like relearn the entire game all over again. So I think it'll be awful. And I looked at what World 5 is going to be because they posted, like, the developers have some like previews of them like making it. And it looks to be sort of like a trapeze-esque level. Like there's rings of fire, there's ropes you have to swing on. There's all just like spike. It's like a trapeze line, and there's just spike pits at the bottom. There's like those like rolling pin things, that like spin, and you got to like run on them. So it'll be awful. But we really love that game, and we're excited to play it. So hopefully it comes out soon.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Okay, cool. Never used one of these. Lindsay, you're a goddess. I feel like I have to say that every time I see your face.
Thank you. Did you hear that?
My question is, you all have experienced a lot of success, through all your different endeavors. Would the cherry on the top of all of it be that you get to do it together and that you all have created a family together? Is that the cherry on the top of all of it?
Yeah, not to be too cheesy, but yeah, absolutely. I mean, Michael and I became friends at Rooster Teeth, and that's when we started hanging out and, led to dating and everything else. Rooster Teeth is kind of the reason that we're together, so we appreciate it. Thanks, Bernie.
And now, even more so, contractually, we have to stay together. We both signed paperwork at Rooster Teeth, and we're like, yes, well, the wedding,
We're trapped
you
here.
will consummate, create 2 children.
Yeah. We divorced years ago. But
I hate her. It's actually funny, when Iris was born, of all people, Jeff, who is Iris's godfather, he told me, he's like, dude, Iris is Rooster Teeth royalty. That's what he said. He's like, she is like the first, like, the child that, like, it's like a Game of Thrones thing where like the 2 nations have come, and she is the firstborn rooster baby, like fully integrated. And kind of annoyingly enough, she was born during the fucking year of the rooster. Yeah, it was the Chinese like year of the rooster was 2017. So I'm like, great.
We planned that. I held her in.
That's gonna haunt her entire life.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi. You look amazing. I love Kiki.
Thank you. So everyone knows that your pranks are legendary, especially when you made Ryan's Xbox name "Give Me Your Milk," which is which is my personal favorite. But what I wanted to know is, especially with like the desk raising and lowering, how much does it end up costing, and is it worth it?
I mean, it's more worth it the less we have to do. So, like, with Jeremy's lowering it, like, you look at it, for us, was way more work, because we did it. Gavin and I, we were at the office late one day, and we just decided to be assholes, and we were like, dude, what if we just take the legs out of Jeremy's desk? That's funny, right? And we're like, it's absolutely funny. It's like, in the video, we were, like, talking about it, and then so we start taking the legs out, and the idea was, like, but we want to make sure all the stuff still works. That makes it funny, because then maybe he'll come in and film sitting on the floor. So we started taking the legs out of his desk and removing everything and lowering it. And after we did it, I'm just sitting on the floor there, and Gavin's filming. He's like, what if we take the legs off his chair? And you can see my face just light up. I'm like, that's amazing. So then we take the legs off his chair. That was really funny. That took us like an hour or more to do it all. The desk raising was, we had Marcus in the art department. We went to him, it was also on video, and Jeff's like, oh, let's get Marcus to do it. And we go in there, and he builds like all the Rooster Teeth sets. He does so many like props. He builds like so much for like immersion and podcasts and like anything and everything. So we go to him and we're like, hey, can you put his desk like 12 feet in the air? Because our first idea was suspend it from the ceiling. And he was like on wires. And he's like, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know, like structurally how that would work and this and that. And he's like, I could weld some legs together. And we're like, oh, what? Yeah, that whatever you want. He's like, oh, that? Oh, that's easy. Yeah, I could do that, no problem. The biggest thing, he was like, let me see when I have time, hang on. And he's like looking at his schedule, like, does 2 weeks work to weld metal legs together for his desk? And we're like, sure. Then we did nothing. Then one day, he's like, today's the day. And we filmed off topic. We walked back in the office, and there it was. It was him and like 3 of his guys, like a real project, like some real work that someone submitted. Like, all right, a bunch of professionals wasting their time fucking over Jeremy and his desk. They rented that hand-cranked forklift. That thing was like, it wasn't that much because we just rented it, but that was like $200 a day. I don't know what the man hours went into, like raising his desk. And again, you go to like super high up. It's like, oh man, what if Matt finds out about this? Matt comes in, he's like, that's funny. Oh, you made a video? Awesome. All right, see ya. So stuff like that's great, the less we have to do.
I love that Matt's like the absent father who just comes in every now and then and is like, good job, son. All right.
Matt just comes in, he goes on his business trips, he's gone for a long time, but when he comes back, he'll throw the ball around for a bit. He'll throw you that pigskin. He's like, all right, gotta go see my other family.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we only have like a couple minutes left. You want to try to rapid fire through the rest if possible?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So obviously y'all get a bunch of stuff on Nalu. I just want to know, what do y'all do with the weapons you get?
We fight.
We break things in the office for as long as possible until it starts to get too like overwhelming. Too many things in the office. It's literally like, it's too many swords. There's like 50 swords just piled in the corner, falling over and everything. And then we just give them the props. Lindsay's literally contacts props like once a week to take it away because they're cool. We don't get rid of them. And like, again, going back to like Marcus, like they'll use it for a shoot or a short or something like that. But I've mentioned this to her now. I'm like, you realize what props means, right? Like prop is a prop. Somebody's gonna go over there and think it's a prop sword and like cut their head off. Like half of props are real weapons now.
Right.
So I hope they're labeling them, but out of my hands.
Alas.
Hi. Mostly for you, Michael, but also you, Lindsay. You two are both naturally funny. How are you naturally funny?
I was just, my mommy made me this way.
So, I'm glad you think I'm funny. Thank you. I don't know. I guess for us, especially with Achievement Hunters, like we work with funny people, so that just kind of builds
It makes
together.
you up your game a little bit, I think. Achievement Hunter is a very like bite. Like I gotta strike first. That's why a lot of videos like people like blurt things out at the exact same time because I'm just waiting for 4 other people to attack me. It's like you're my friend, but you're also gonna beat the shit out of me.
The comedy karate is what we call it.
It's a good one.
But then it comes home with us, and Michael interrupts stories, and he's like, "Oh, and then you shot yourself." I'm like, "All right, okay."
I do that a lot. She gets really mad. She'll be in the
Thanks.
middle of talking about anything. I go, "Oh, and then you shit your pants?" And she's like, "Shut the fuck up. Can I finish?" Do it all the time.
Heyo.
Hello.
Nice shirt.
Oh, thank you. I was wondering, I was talking with my family earlier this week. We had a question, being in the entertainment business and going to cons, do you get starstruck? And if so, like, is there one person you were like, oh man, like I was in my theater mode shirt and I met Lloyd yesterday and I was like, oh, so cool. But do you like meet people and get starstruck while you're at things like this?
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, I'm a huge nerd, and so is Michael. Like, we're anime nerds especially, so we first met, like, Yuri Lowenthal, who plays Sasuke and a million other things. He's Mercury and Ruby now, and Neil and Camp.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
PS4 Spider-Man.
He came up to us at a convention in Australia and was like, you guys are the guys from Rooster Teeth, right? We're like, hi, hello, what's up?
Yeah, and now I'm like, shut the fuck up, Neil. Which is really cool. It's really cool.
This year at New York Comic Con, I physically ran into David Tennant like an idiot. And I was leaving the green room and I went like, "Bleh," like comedy moment. And because I'm an idiot and I'm Lindsay, I went, in my brain I clicked like, oh, you're David Tennant. And I went, hey, how are you, buddy? And he was like, who are you? Freaking weirdo.
All right, I apologize. This has to be the last question because then we have to take a picture and Yeah, I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Sorry,
Hi guys, how are you?
Good.
I had a question just personally out of all the shenanigan videos, whether you were a part of or you weren't, which one was your favorite, whether it was Jeremy's death mask or Flippy Dick Stick or even something just completely random like raising Jeremy's desk?
It's not really that epic, but I really enjoyed the shenanigans that was masked as a versus where I made Jeremy eat all that food.
That was funny. That was really funny. I forgot about that one.
Especially because I knew Jeremy, of all people, would go the hardest and be like, yeah, I'm going to win. And he's just stuffing his face, and we're laughing our asses off. That was good.
That was a good one. But like favorite production-wise is certainly raising the desk because it's just so absurd. Yeah. But give me your milk is up there because Ryan just really got pissed off. Like he was really mad. Like the best to me shenanigans are like someone's really mad and then you're like, nah, I'm just kidding. And they're like, oh, okay. He was pissed when he thought we changed his game. He's had that thing forever since before he worked at Rooster Teeth. So he was pretty annoyed.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ross.